Hey there friends, I'm Andrew from the Scrapbox, and you might have noticed a couple shorts I've been putting out about K-pop demon hunters. Specifically, the fact that I made the little beginnings of Rumi. And then I asked you guys, would you like to see the rest of HUNTR? Your guys' replies were,
More! I need more.
Give it to me.
Very intense. So today, we're gonna make the rest of HUNTR as Lego minifigures, and there might be a little extra or two. It's gonna be a nice, easy, quick one, and nothing's gonna go wrong. I made the minifigure scale Magpie as a short, so I'm gonna get it out of the way in the beginning. I grabbed a Lego small bird as the base, destroyed Blender's cursor cube, and begin to modify the bird into a longer, taller magpie shape. For Magpie, if you're one of those screaming all caps, "It's sussy" people, all I have to say is,
Not in my heart.
while Maggie Kang did tweet that the bird's name is sussy, it never became official. Derpy did, which is fascinating, and you can see in all of the official merch that they are Derpy Tiger and Magpie. The reason I bring it up is because I mentioned it wasn't official in the short, and while most people were like, okay, cool, the bird is sussy, just not officially. And that's great, that's fine, everybody loves that. But some people jump straight to,
I will find you, and I will kill you.
which is really bad.
It's important to me that you know that.
Why isn't it official? I don't know. But if I had to guess, it's because the name is muddied. Just from reading the comments, half of you spell it with an IE, half of you spell it with a Y, and a good amount of you misspelled it so badly it got sucked up by the auto moderator. But again, don't ask me, I don't make the decisions. But with our Magpie made, I sent it off to the printer, and the resin printer broke. I had to re-level it 7 times to get it to print anything, and it sucked. I was finally able to print Magpie in clear resin for reasons you'll find out later, but it did let me keep the hat semi-transparent as it is in the film. Now I have shaky hands, so painting thin lines is always difficult, but I think we pulled through with a very decent Magpie. Despite my inability to paint a straight line, I think the bird turned out pretty well. I do want to take the Roomie I made previously and upgrade her with custom arm printing, leg printing, a new face, the whole ordeal. So, let's get to it. Starting with Roomie, we've got to update her jacket with some arm prints. For having such simple clothing conceptually, each character is packed to the brim with details. Roomie is no different, with her sleeves being covered in patterns and patches.
I don't understand the reference.
I did my best to add as much tiny details without overcluttering the design, and I think it looks pretty good. Moving on to the legs,
Are they tall?
Oh yes, they're very tall.
I'm almost tempted to give them avatar legs as a joke, but in their universe, they're all apparently 5 foot something, so reviewing this actually helped me a lot because I spent half of July doing Art Fight and dusting off my atrophied art skills, and I was getting really hung up on accurate proportions, only to notice that these beloved characters use style more than realism, and that made things a lot easier. What was not easy was trying to smush all of this into minifigure proportions, which are defined as being short and stocky. But I did my best, and since I had printed her hair for a previous short, all we need now is her face. And for Rumi, sometimes all we need is a little bit of confidence, so I gave her a nice big confident smile. Doesn't look half bad. That didn't work though. But moving on to Rumi's sword, it took 7 attempts to print this. And I printed them in clear because the weapons are translucent. I wish they had sparkly UV printing resin, but physics makes everything difficult. So instead, clear resin and the only purplish wash I had. But at least I can send my decals to print on this body, which will definitely need some extra paint touch-ups. But with the magic of editing, here's Rumi. I think she turned out really nice. My only regret is I should have given the torso 1 extra base coat of white just to make that t-shirt pop, but otherwise, pretty good. With the responsible member of the trio out of the way, it's time to find ourselves a big bubbly ball of energy. This one. Next in the HUNTR line is Zoey, who, spoiler alert, I think I like the best. Minifigure-wise. Character-wise, I like Rumi, but that's because I'm basic. I did not realize the first go-through that Zoey had freckles, but as you can see, she clearly has them, so...
I'm gonna freckle
You guys, I have no context for that clip. Sometimes I find clips that are just so bizarre, and it was between that one and this.
Secret freckle?
But moving on from her face, something that I did miss and only realized while editing the footage is Zoey has a bag on her arm. While it seems similar to an insulin pump bag, it doesn't seem to have a pump inside, which means it's probably not for that. But there's an extra strap on that arm in her leather outfit, but with no bag attached. What does it mean?
I have no idea.
But I forgot it. And we've already moved on to the torso, which has so many lines. And zippers? Lines and zippers for a halter top? Yeah, okay, it's a simple, like I said, simple concept, 1,000 little details. But this is nothing compared to her tech wear pants. Okay, the real problem with making Lego figures is finding reference material. And if you looked up her pants online, you'd find these two images and a bunch of very different cosplay designs. But I think overall, I was able to stitch it all together, which leaves me only with this important question. Do you think she sees Riku where she shops? Zoey's hair is a combination of this piece with bangs and Princess Leia's hair. Simply combined. I don't think I did an amazing job at removing the top buns, but overall looks pretty good. For her knives, Lego doesn't have those type of knives. I immediately thought of Wolverine claws, but Wolverine claws are bad. Then there are these spearheads, which are too big, but they're the right shape. So I went and printed 2 of those, and then gave it to Zoey. She looks phenomenal. Happy as a clam and ready for action. No notes besides the fact that I have to add her arm bag. A+ work. We only got 2 of them. We gotta make the lean, mean, demon-slaying machine, Mira. Mira's turn. Mira has a cropped shirt with a very interesting design on it. Among other things, it resembles the shape of the tiger's head, and that's all I'll mention about it. But between her and Mr. Terrific, I've had my hands full squeezing tiny text onto these torsos. Luckily for us, the back is plain, and even if it's not, the back is plain. Mira is rocking that yellow skirt, and I did my best to line up everything with the boots and the chain. I'm not sure how well the chain's going to connect when it wraps around the side, but it looks decent enough on the decal. Mira's face takes no prisoners, and so I did my best to reflect that certain, energy onto her design. For her hair, I used long hair and this ponytail piece, and then played around with the length and positioning of the ponytails before condensing the design into one piece. Overall, I think it's my favorite of the 3. For her spear, she'll get her own transparent piece, and in the future, I might get transparent blue resin for better results, but it's pretty good for now, and overall, I enjoy Mira's figure. I had nothing even close to her hair color, so I had to combine colors and washes to get it near its goal, but overall, I think she looks very nice, and it's definitely not a bad way to end the trio. And we have one final character that I've technically made before, but not in minifigure scale. Derpy Tiger should be really simple. Just get the tiger model and what's that? There's no tiger model? Okay, well, something similar. How about the lion? There's no lion. Well, Derpy is pretty thick. What about a bear? No? Nothing? Lego really said no big molded creature models, huh?
Oh my!
Fine, we'll do this the old-fashioned way. We're brick building this tiger. Just gotta get these bricks right here, make this, multiply by 2, make these ones slightly thicker because they're gonna be the front legs. Then we could build this happy friend a big old tummy, add some Technic bricks for the pits. This guy probably needs a head and a tail, so we'll add these connector plates and add an emotional support plate. Toss some top stripes. Now I gotta put in the pins so I could attach the arms, otherwise I'd forget. This tail should be blue, I just don't have that piece in any shade of blue. And for the head, just throw some nonsense together. There. Oh, our tiger has no face. Since I doubt Ko the Face Stealer exists in the Demon Hunter universe, we're going to have to make Derpy a printed face, which in all honesty is a Lego staple at this point. This also gives me a great moment to thank all of my wonderful Patreon supporters. It's because of patrons like you that I can do weird things like this, and I don't have to panic completely when my printer destroys everything. Do I still panic? Absolutely, but you guys give me that little extra cushion. Sorry, I was panicking. Thanks, you guys, you're amazing. And with the face printed, we can finish Derpy Tiger. I love them oh so much. They're perfectly sized for minifigures, and I gave them a stud on the top of their head for Magpie to sit on. The dynamic duo back at it again. Oh no, Editor Andrew here. I felt so clever building this, and just now while looking up this image I saw Lego had already made a very similar tiger build. I guess I've never had a truly original thought. Oh well, still a cool tiger. I know what you're thinking. Andrew, where are the Sasha boys?
Look at all the hunky boys.
I do not care for hunky boys. Or do I?
Listen, this project alone took 50 hours. If you want the Sasha boys, I better see 5K likes on this video. Otherwise, no complaining. As always, I've been Andrew, you've been watching the Scrapbox, do all the fun YouTube things, and most importantly, keep that honeymoon golden. Alright, bye.